In case you haven't figured it out, I'm a big fan of No Mercy Percy. Naked? With your eyes open? Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Legend of Vox Machina. We're now on to episode 10 of season 1, which is called Depths of Deceit. So the last episode, we got a little bit of backstory on the Briarwoods. We understand now how they came to this place of evil, the pact that Delilah made with the Whispered One in order to save her husband. And it looks like, as I said last episode, I think she's doing whatever it is that she's planning, possibly in aid or in service of the Whispered One, probably the price that she had to pay for saving her husband's life. And then we saw Vox Machina actually have to go up against the huge mob of undead people that Delilah resurrected. And they were really starting to get defeated when we saw the return of Pike, kind of. She astral projected herself to the group, and thankfully her divine energy was able to slay these monsters because, as we discovered way back in like episode, what was that, 3? Pike's energy is like the antithesis of Delilah's energy. So that was definitely coming in clutch, and she really bolstered the whole group to get what they needed to lay waste to the horde, but not without losses. We lost Percy's best friend. His name just slipped right out of my head. But yes, the last rebellion leader is now gone, and now the weight of leading this rebellion is now on Percy's shoulders, which we saw him trying to dodge a lot last episode, but he did take up the mantle, and everyone is believing in him, and he gave them a bolstering speech. So that's where we're at. We have to head now to Whitestone, but we know that Delilah is setting off whatever it is she's been planning, because when she realized that Pike was there, I guess that was enough to get her worried about the assured safety of herself and her husband. So that's where we were. The battle rages on. I'm assuming that we're going to march off to the actual palace now, and I'm excited to keep going and getting into this episode. So let's do that. But just before I do, a reminder that I do all kinds of reactions here on this channel. And if you'd like to support me in my goals of getting to 20K in the new year, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you like this video, please show it some love with some thumbs up and all those wonderful comments that you guys have been so great about leaving and giving me lots of context and extra information. I appreciate it so much. All right, that out of the way, let's get into episode 10 right about now. All right, this lady, I forgot about her. Whoever's... Dr. Ripley, 6th barrel. So is you. Well...
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do love it when they hold out.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't. Yeah, just take her out, Purse.
Let's try again.
Let it fly.
Wait!
No. Anyone who tortures children doesn't really deserve a second chance. I'm sorry. They can ask the Lord for forgiveness, but they ain't gonna find it with me. What?
Percy, what are you doing? She's unarmed.
She's a torturer.
We're both engineers, Percival. We know the value of knowledge. You must be curious as to the information I possess.
Not really, actually.
Not that curious.
Brother, wait.
Why should
Get
I?
out of her way.
Percy, hey, lovey pal, but we gotta deal with this smoke thing. I mean, you are legit fucked up.
And shouldn't he be?
Pike, can you divine anything?
I don't think you should. I think he kind of needs it. Can we wait till after we take care of the Briarwoods? Yeah, maybe let him be.
Percy! I don't know what it is. Something is clouding your soul.
Yeah, trauma, anger, revenge.
Your concerns are appreciated, truly. But we must press forward. As soon as this is over, I will sort it out.
Or not.
And why am I not simply shooting you, heading to the throne room, and doing the same to them?
Because, Percival, they aren't there. Their concerns lie with the ziggurats.
The zipper.
Oh, the zipper twat! That thing in the skip book.
It's down.
Oh, the dark power I sense through the Sundry's roots.
That's what's poisoning it.
I think she's telling the truth.
And
If you let me live, I can take you there.
I know this woman's voice too. Can't think of it right now. Percy was right. You should take her out. Anyone who tortures children cannot be trusted. They have no soul.
Never thought you and I would work together.
Oh, we're
At
not.
the moment, you are the luckiest person in Whitestone. Because you're at the bottom of my list.
And I think what's really sad is that, like, even though that doctor clearly deserves whatever she has getting to her, if Percy tortures her first, which she really deserves, then he's no better than she is. And I think that's really the line that they're trying to help Percy make sure he doesn't cross. But Lord, I understand.
We take it back!
In case you haven't figured it out, I'm a big fan of No Mercy Percy. It's pretty privileged, guys.
Cassandra, was it? Seeing as how we're
For the love of God.
Interesting company you keep.
I recall you.
Couldn't her hand just slide out of that since she is missing a wrist?
Perhaps I should take the lead?
By all means. Easier to keep an eye on you.
Is it? Y'all should wound her at least so that she can't run away. It is what it is. She deserves that, at least that, for torturing 2 children.
Not entirely here.
Right. So, it worked? I mean, you said sorry?
Let's just say I know who I am now.
Awesome.
Duh! You're my best friend!
Period.
Such a well-constructed weapon. Do the barrels rotate by gear or...
I'm not here to give you a lesson.
She has a point. Your mind is unlike any I've come across.
Thank you, Cassandra.
Is that a compliment? I was about to say, I'm pretty sure she was shading you. I still don't trust Cassandra. I'm sorry, guys. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't. Oh, no. Percy gotta take his ancestors out again.
This is wrong.
Oh, I know. Isn't it great?
He's like, I just want to beat things up again. Ah, Grandma. Smashy smashed. Not him laughing. Those are the bones of Percy's ancestors.
I'm not what you should be worried about.
I have more than enough worry to go around.
I don't know why y'all want him to spare this woman of all people. The only thing that Percy crossed the line was the driver of the carriage for the Briarwoods. Everybody else has deserved exactly what they got.
You don't trust anyone.
Well, except you.
Funny way of showing it sometimes.
God.
Don't be upset, sis. You've really been just poking a little too much into his crush life, okay?
You know, go back and fight our day in court?
Oh, and abandon the revolution we caused?
No. We must end it.
Right, yeah. Dumb suggestion, Keelan.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed in you.
That's the way you do it, kids. That's how you shirk responsibility smoothly. Scanlan is a man of many talents.
This was Anders' domain. I only helped them with the ziggurat.
Oh, what the heck is this for?
Well, the rats aren't scared of it. I don't know if that's good or bad. I know it. I knew it.
Cassandra!
I knew it! I told y'all there's no way she was there all that time and wasn't affected.
Excellent work, dear.
Also, Silas can hypnotize. I forgot about that.
Bit of a slow learner.
Close your eyes! Yeah, he is a slow learner. You think he'd remember.
You did this to yourself, Percy. The day you left me lying in the snow, choking on my blood like a hunted animal.
She's under his control.
I am a Briarwood.
Well, you heard what the gun said, Perce.
Be a lamb, would you?
Peace out, Vex. It's nice knowing you.
Oh, real fucking original.
She's like the only one safe, too, Pike.
Come on! Don't you at least want to see Grodd die?
Nope, not good enough bait.
Try to stop the acid.
Yes, excellent plan. Won't the acid just melt through the roots, though? Yeah, I was about to say.
Fam? Come on! Pylon!
How long does that spell last?
Oh, great. Percy's
He has been for a minute.
Snap the fuck out of it.
He's like, I kind of like that.
You want your sister back, and I want my brother. But if we'd have a chance of saving
Kind of
them,
have to survive
you'll
this whole
have to
acid
save us
lake
first.
and stuff. Oh, damn. Scanlan, hold.
But how? You fuckers are too heavy.
This is magic, sir. Do physics actually matter? Come on, Scanlan. Don't you give up on us.
In the acid? You have to be insane to go in.
I'm going in.
Naked? With her eyes open? How deep is this lake? Oh my god, he's been swimming for 40 nights.
Ready?
Quickly! Close your mouth, Grog. Jeez, he drank half the acid. Those are going to be some very painful poops for a while. Good job, Scanlan. You've been coming through since you've been here, bro.
I don't know. Is Captain Winky still there?
Can't bear to look.
Still hanging low, buddies.
Then I'm good. Let's go.
Pants? Let's do that.
Cassandra.
So I thought he etched the names onto his gun, but it looks like whenever there's a perceived danger to him, it just etches itself. Is that what I'm guessing? That's what I'm assuming.
Ritual requires a blood sacrifice.
And I don't even know if he puts the names on consciously.
Now we're spoiled for choice.
Wow, that looks evil. Maybe we need to look into your family here, Percy, because why did they have this underneath their house? Like, that's not just some interesting decorating. That's not just like a crazy freaky deaky sex room. You know, that's a whole temple of evil. I think you need to look into your parents there, Perce. Might be a history there that you're not aware of, sir. Well, that was episode 10, guys, and things are starting to heat up as far as us reaching the climax of this season. We have gotten closer to the Briarwoods than we have since they arrived at the castle all those episodes ago. And unfortunately, my gut was right about Cassandra. I've been saying since we met up with her that I just didn't believe that after all these years of being with the Briarwoods, that she would just so easily and so happily work with her brother and let bygones be bygones. Like, at the very least, she would have been like angry at Percy, and rightfully so, and that he didn't come back. Like, the truest thing she said up until she said what she said at the end was that, you know, even though Percy, when he said, "Oh, I thought you were dead," and she's like, "I thought you'd at least come back to check," right? So that was her realist feeling. And obviously we see that the Briarwoods have been playing on that hurt and that abandonment from her. And then again, I didn't even think, I should have remembered that Silas can hypnotize people. So I think it's a combination of them clearly using some mind control. But I think one of the reasons why the mind control is working so well is because she is genuinely hurt and upset by Percy. And that's fair, right? Nobody wants to feel like their only family has abandoned them, especially after the trauma that they went through together. And so very sad for Percy. Obviously, he didn't want to have to hear those words. I think he's been thinking them since he got back. But I think it was easier for him to live with the guilt of knowing what he did, but knowing that Cassandra was gone. But now that seeing that she was still alive, all of that was probably still circulating in his head. But he obviously didn't have any time to process any of that since he's been back to Whitestone. So that was probably the collapse, the breaking of Percy for a moment in this episode, I think was obviously because he realized that she was quote unquote lost, but just all of those fears and guilt probably all surfacing all over again. And hearing her say that out loud must have been so hurtful, because that's basically his worst nightmare, right? The person he loves most in this world who's left, saying that she considers herself a member of the family that destroyed his. So understandable that Percy needed a minute, but as we saw, he managed to get it back together thanks to Vax. But before we get to that, some other interesting things. We see this woman who is an engineer and also a torturer that helped the Briarwoods create the ziggurat. I always want to call it the other word, the ziggurat. And I stand by what I said in the episode. I personally think that she deserves to get whatever's at the end of that business end of that barrel, because as you torture children, like, to hurt. And I know that Cassandra and Percy weren't like little kids, but still, they were innocent teenagers. She knew that, and she still tortured them. And as I said, there's just a special place, a very special place, and a very hot and fiery place for people who feel the need to hurt young people and children. Like, that's just the lowest of the low. So I personally don't think she deserves any absolution. And she hasn't really atoned. Like, it sounds like the only reason she's in that cell is because she wanted to leave, not because she felt bad about what she did. So that's why I'm like, if she ends up not making it out of this, I'm perfectly fine with that. She's definitely still evil, and she will definitely do whatever she thinks she needs to. She's one of those scientists / engineers who feel like there's literally no ends that don't justify the means, no matter how horrible they are in the name of science, right? So anyway, we'll see what happens with her. I don't know. If she survives, fine. If she doesn't, I don't care. Then we saw that there is the smoke issue that keeps coming up with Percy. Every time he gets around somebody that he has that visceral hatred for, the smoke comes up. The eye, well, they don't see the eye change because he always has the mask on. And now everyone's worried because they're saying it's getting stronger, it's getting worse. And so they ask Pike to take a look to see if it's like a soul issue or what's going on. Pike checks and we see some very interesting visualization of Percy's soul. It looks like a lot of fire and smoke and almost like a beast. And I like the animation they did on Percy's face of when she said, "Look at me." And again, the glasses, we've seen that visualization of Percy's glasses shielding his eyes often when he's thinking very dark thoughts or in his killer mode. And we see that same reflection of the glasses, no eyes, and then his mouth turns into kind of like almost what's the word I'm looking for? Like a rugged cartoon version of himself where it's all like a jagged, almost monster mouth, right? And then of course we see that Pike tries to reach through whatever this is to get to him, and she's forced out by whatever it is that's shielding him. So her description is that something is blocking Percy's soul, and she's not able to, at least not from where she is, do anything to get it out of there. But Percy said that basically he'll deal with it after everything's done with the Briarwoods. But again, as I said, I don't think that getting rid of it at that time would have been right anyways. For better or worse, this smoke is helping Percy out. And I do think he unfortunately needs to be more of a monster than a man at the moment because, yeah, he's dealing with monsters. And I hate that he has to sink to their level a little bit, but sometimes you got to be a monster to take out a monster. So anyhow, we have that understanding now of the source of the smoke we keep seeing in Percy, but we don't know anything else about it, like how it got there. Is it something he created? Was it something the Briarwoods put inside of him somehow? Is it something that will go away when Percy feels like he's avenged the people who've wronged him? Is he feeding it somehow with his vengeance? Like, there's a lot of questions that I'm very curious about, but we'll see if we get any more of those answers this season. But I'm okay if we don't, honestly. As long as Percy can stay in control of his faculties, or at least bring himself back, I think we're okay for now. So that was good understanding. And now we see that the Briarwoods have Vax, and of course Cassandra is still there, and they are now at the ziggurat, and she's saying we're spoilt for choice for sacrifices, I think is what she said. So she's ready to kick off whatever it is they've been planning to kick off for a moment, because it is now do or die. I think it's quite interesting that they keep leaving Vox Machina, like even with the acid chamber, you think they would stop and make sure that they actually died in that chamber, but the fact that they left them alone shows you how arrogant they are. But thank God, right? That's how they were able to manage to get out of this with their quick thinking and teamwork. Kudos to Scanlan once again, using Scanlan's hand much longer than he normally does. He made that work. So he's been a hero for 2 episodes now. We love it. But yeah, I think that was pretty much the main things that we covered in this episode. And we're just going to have to keep going along to see how we're going to rescue Vex, pardon me, and whether or not there is anything left to rescue with Cassandra. I'm not going to write her off yet, since we did see the flash in her eyes to see that she is being controlled. But I still think that even if the control goes away, there's still going to be a lot of things for her and Percy to work out if they ever do get to that point. So yeah, good episode, really enjoyable. I enjoyed watching it a lot, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please leave some comments below and some likes on this video, and I will see you in the next one.